morning, you guys. Welcome to or back to my channel. My name is Yaz and I teach yoga and I'm a mom and I like gardening and I really like coffee. I had to sit down just as I was because I feel like I've been having this thing where if I want to film anything for YouTube, I have to have like mowed grass and a beautiful garden and washed hair and makeup on and a perfectly clean house and fully uninterrupted time in order to do so. And I just realized that that is like probably not that achievable. And it's funny because it's probably the thing that is making me take so long to film anything and put myself out there. So, thank you, subconscious mind, for, we keep ourselves safe. Anywho, I digress. This is a video that I have thought about for a long time but avoided making, and probably because it's just very nuanced, and I don't really, I don't know, I guess I don't really want to appear like I'm an expert in anything. This is just what has worked for me. Like, ways that I look after myself and be my own village as a mum who is also single or not with the father of my child. And obviously, there are so many different. It's the only caveat I'm going to make, is that there's so many different situations. I did not come from a violent situation or a manipulative situation. I have support in ways that other people may not. I don't have support in ways that other people may. There are so many differences in everybody's situation. So I hope that this video can just be taken for what it is, and in which I'm intending that it be received. So, ways in which I look after myself as a mum who also happens to be single, which maybe we'll actually do this first because the language I use around this, I feel personally, is so powerful. For me personally, I the words single mum, it may have been my upbringing or an experience, I'm not sure, whatever. But the words single mum, I'm a single mum, life is hard, I'm a single mum, those words, other than that's probably the most I've said it in the whole 2.5 years that I have been that. I just refuse to say it. It's not really in my vocabulary. It may mean the most powerful and empowering thing to somebody else. To me, it felt really limiting. It felt really victimy. I didn't like it. And yeah, so I literally don't use it. And honestly, I think it's been a really powerful thing for me. And again, personal for other people, it might feel really great to say that, and that is awesome. The language we use can really um, foster our mental state, and our mental state fosters our habits, and our habits foster our lives. So, yeah, check your language. Super simple one. Get up before your children or your child. Literally, this is not original. Any kind of life hacky, personal, professional development person will tell you to get your morning shipshape, but they tell you that for a reason. It is bloody true. How I like to do it, and it is different for everybody, but I definitely get up before my daughter gets up. I have just started. In summer, I'll get up at like 5 every single morning. In winter, it is more like 5:30, quarter to 6, which just sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more time. Like, she's actually pretty good at sleeping in. She's still asleep right now, and it's 8 o'clock, but she was up at 3 for a while, but I digress. Yeah, I get up before my daughter almost every single day. There is nothing like starting the day with peace and calm, no matter what their mood is going to be, we at least can have a little time to get baseline before whatever the day brings. And how I like to do that, or what I like to do, is basically I'll like flick the kettle on, drink a heap of water. I'm not quite on the whole eating before coffee thing. Unpopular opinion, but I friggin' love a coffee on an empty stomach. I know I'll age for it, but 'tis what it is. So I will flick the kettle on, have a lot of water, and then I'll come outside and just stand on the grass, bare feet on grass, morning sun in my eyeballs, on my face, just for like 30 seconds even. Like, it doesn't have to be long, it doesn't have to be crazy. Sometimes I do that 100 jumps thing. That's just in my algorithm right now, and it actually feels pretty good. It's hilarious. And there's like a walking path behind my house, so I feel like if anyone can see me just like my head bouncing up and down of my fence in the morning, then that's great for them. But yeah, it's just about getting that little time in, getting outside, getting in nature, fresh air, sun on the skin before coffee, all the things. And little optional hack, as soon as our first thing in the morning and last thing at night, like right before we're falling asleep, and as soon as we wake up in the morning when our brain is sort of still in this like sleepy state, um, is like the most powerful time to rewire our brains. And so, first thing of the morning, I don't do this every day, but it is a habit that I am cultivating at the moment. Is I think about like something I'm either super grateful for or something that I would like to call in, manifest for those girlies. I will repeat something in my mind over and over. Sometimes I'll say it out loud if I'm feeling it, and just kind of try to get into that like energy, into that state first thing in the morning while our little brains are still waking. It's so simple, but can be really tricky. But it's just saying no. Like, it is saying no. I have realized and gotten to the point where I feel like I just need to prioritize ruthlessly. And often my priority, or like most of the time, my priority is just time with my daughter. So she goes to her dad's every second weekend for 2 or 3 nights. And for some people, that's a lot. For some people, that's not a lot. Everyone's different, obviously. That's where we're at. And I know that a few days before she goes, it is something I am, again, working on. No one's perfect. But I really feel it in my energy changing. I like get a bit sad and dread it a little bit. Like, I don't outwardly communicate any of that with her, but I can just be a bit like, like I just want to soak up the time. Do say no more. Like, if I have friends wanting to catch up for afternoon teas or whatever, like play dates after kindy, I have started cancelling things and saying no. And at first I felt really bad, or like I had to over explain things. And now I'm just kind of like, I still explain, obviously. And I have, oh my God, I have the greatest friends in the whole wide world. Don't know how I would have survived the last 2.5 years, 3 years without them. But yeah, I just say no. Like, it's kind of it. A practice I am again, like bringing about, is working more with like our natural cycles and rhythms and seasons. I did Juliet Allen's like a 12-day feminine reset thing at the start of the year, and learnt a little bit more about like our inner seasons, moving with our cycle, and how we can support ourselves better. And I thought this tip was really apt in this video, in order to, like, in our winter, in our menstrual cycle, when we're bleeding, whatever. I do not have the language for this, obviously. We're all friends here. But like, in order to be able to rest a little bit more in that season, how can I then, when I'm in my autumn or my spring and feeling a little bit more energetic and sprightly, can I cook an extra meal or make sure I make something with leftovers to chuck in the freezer to then get out? Can I make sure I don't have play dates or gym classes scheduled for that few like couple of days? But yeah, just little things like that in order to support ourselves a little bit more, because I don't know about you guys, but I can get pretty doomsday a couple of days before my period. Me and my best friend have this running joke that if I'm kind of having a doomsday moment and then I just need to check my app and I'm like, oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, next tip. Accepting the things that you can. It can, whether you don't have any time away from your child, whether you have way more time away from your child than you would want to, it is all different. But accepting the things that you can. I remember for the first, like definitely for the first like 18 months, probably closer to 2 years to be honest, I would spend my whole day at work deliberating. I mean, working, obviously, but deliberating about whether or not I should pick my daughter up first and then try to mow the lawn with like a 2 year old following me around and screaming after, having a whole day at daycare. Or if I should mow the lawn first and leave her at daycare for an extra half an hour. And I would just be in stitches about this decision. And I look back now and I'm like, she doesn't know what the time is. She's playing. She's actually having a great time. Like, she'll be okay. You can go get your lawn mowed in peace and then be fully present with her when you pick her up. But that is just one example of probably a million, where you can, yeah, just take what you can, whether that is meditating. Honestly, whether it's chucking ABC Kids on for a little bit of time in the afternoon in order to cook dinner in peace with wine, if that's your thing. Like, yeah, really just taking what you can and knowing that nothing is permanent and this everything is always changing and evolving. God, I honestly think we did TV dinner every night for like a year after I first separated from her dad. Like, I just had, by the end of the day, I had nothing and I was really struggling. And so we did. And honestly now, like, we like never have TV dinner, but on that odd occasion that we do, like, Annie thinks it's the most exciting thing and she loves it. And she gets really excited. She's like, oh my gosh, how special. And I'm like, for something that I thought was like traumatizing and going to create like a terrible habit is now this really wholesome little beautiful memory and tradition for her. And I'm like, God, we're hard on ourselves. Journaling first thing in the morning was a massive thing for me, and I still love it so much. Um, Sometimes I will put a little screenshot of some journal prompts if you would like to delve into that practice, because I honestly found it such an amazing way to really process what was happening, how I felt about things. Sometimes, if you really start writing something out, even if it's around like the guilt of motherhood or separation and divorce and all that sort of stuff, but if you really start writing it out, you can kind of see it for what it is and delve into it a little bit deeper and then kind of talk yourself out of your spiral, to be honest. I found it like an incredible resource. So I will definitely chuck some little journal prompts in the comment box or at the end of this. But that is definitely something I incorporated into my morning routine as well. Excuse me. Next tip is bringing the kids along for the ride. Like, this may be my yoga teacher hat on right now, but let them see you. Let them see you move. Let them see you look after yourself. Let them prioritizing movement, whether it is literally just doing some star jumps in the backyard, like in between hanging out the washing. I talk about hanging out the washing so much in my videos. What am I doing? Anyway, like the greatest unsung hero of our time, the Hills Hoist, everybody. Going to the gym, like I love our local gym because our beautiful coach lets our kids run around. It's safe for them to do so, and like they love it. They love it. They get a play date. I get a play date. And a workout in, and it is the bloody best. So whether it's gym, a bit of yoga from YouTube, from the lounge room, like let the kids join in, let them run around. Like sometimes it's not ideal, sometimes it is hard, but just bringing them along for the ride, making it normal. Because I think the second it becomes normal, like at the start, they might be like, oh, what's mum doing? Like, let's climb all over her. But the second it becomes normal, like it's so easy, and then it's a part of your day, it's a part of their routine. They're like, yeah, mum's just doing yoga, whatevs, like who cares? Walks to the park, bike rides, like there's so many ways to get that movement in. And I would say moving my body was huge and still is huge for my mental health and my mental state. It can completely change up our state and, yeah, have us in an incredibly different mindset than before we started. So definitely bring them along for the ride. Don't feel like you need to ship them off in order to get that done. Um, Obviously, sometimes you want or need to, but the sooner you make it normal for everyone, the better it is. Okay, last one. Um, I mentioned before how, like, a few days before I know Annie is going away for the weekend, I can get a bit like reclusey and clingy, and um, but I would say a big tip is to look after myself in that way, is to have one thing to sort of savor or look forward to, I suppose, once they leave the house for that weekend or time frame, whatever it is. And lately for me, that has actually been like I will do a deep clean of the house. I'm really fun at parties, you guys. So fun. I'll do a deep clean of the house and then light some candles. And like on the Friday afternoon, like I finished work, her dad's picked her up from kindy, house is clean, candles are on, I will pour a wine, and that is pretty much like I'll sit on the front veranda and it's just beautiful. It's like peaceful and the birds and it's, sun setting vibes. It's gorgeous. And that's kind of like my really quiet time just for me now. I also rarely drink now, so that I say now because, I probably did have a wine every day for a year. And let's just be honest here because it's fucking hard. Like, it was hard. I'm aware that I've used the language of hard, but that is warranted sometimes. It's a really beautiful little moment for me to savor and like wrap myself up in and look after myself while I'm potentially feeling a little saddy that she is gone, but also remembering that everything is just so fleeting. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm gonna miss her so much, and then I'm like, oh, you're back already. That was super speedy. And everything is just this roll and wave, rolling motion. But anyway, you guys, that is the video. I hope you can find one or two things to help you be your own village and support yourself in here. Please, if you are going through this, experiencing this, if this is your reality, to just be really kind to yourselves. You have some tiny humans or a human looking up to you, watching you how to live. And that's not only about, it's not only about how to get back up when you fall down, but also how to be really kind to yourself in the process and have a lot of self-compassion while you are moving through something that is difficult. But we can choose to look after ourselves. And yeah, I hope you have a beautiful day. Be kind to yourself. You're doing great. Please let me know if you like this video. Please give it a thumbs up, or subscribe if you like it. I will have a 7-day yoga and mindset reset coming soon. I am saying it here so I have to do it. And I look forward to sharing that with you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you know when it goes live. All right, team, have the most beautiful day. You are amazing. Bye bye.